So I was saying that I really needed to pick these specific Yep, go.
Well, I really
Well,
need
if
to
you want to
pick.
know who's going to win, I mean, you came to the right spot. I
Well,
just don't
that,
know if you have the money to pay me what it's worth.
I have the money, but you shouldn't be
Ah, I
asking me
see.
about
You like playing hard.
what the fuck are you even talking
Oh,
about?
well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but I do know who's going to
Yeah,
win.
so tell me who the fuck is
It's
gonna
a
win.
Pickem League, it's the MTP Pickem League. We like football, we like big TDs, we like defense, we like MVPs at the MTP Pickem League.
All right, let's go over my picks. I know I'm getting this video out a tad bit late, but trust me, these picks were in before we started. Let's look at it. As you can see, your boy is still in first place. We've been holding it down with Alpha Tyler and Fireman right on my heels all dang season. We are 137 to 70. And if you go in here, we are actually still of the top three, the worst record by one. We closed the gap. That was the main thing. We were down by like 3 losses to Fireman. Fireman was getting way too damn close. Way too damn close. So we have now caught back up, extended our lead back up to 50 points, and hopefully we can expand upon that this week as well. So let's go look at our picks. So starting off, I have the Browns beating the Bears. I feel like the Bears are in the perfect situation to lose this game. They just lost to their rivals, the Packers. They have to play the Packers again next week. The Browns are, for everybody thinks the Browns are bad. I personally think the Browns are an average team in the NFL. And they can definitely surprise you offensively, especially as Shador continues to get better. But their defense is hella dominant. And I think that this is a trap game for the Bears. But I don't feel that confident in my pick. But I'm picking the Browns to beat the Bears to start I don't want to call it a collapse, but I could see it becoming a collapse. Because if they can't beat the Browns and then they go and they lose to the Packers a second time, that fan base will be destroyed. And personally, as a Packer fan, I think it would be hilarious. But I think this Browns team is good enough to get a win here, and I think Shador's really wants to get a win. I think that Caleb is. I've been saying this since college. I think Caleb is weak mentally, and that's not like extremely weak. I just think there are moments where it is too big for him, and he can't emotionally control himself and execute in those moments. And I think he does a really good job. I just think like this is like a perfect storm for them to lose this type of game. In perfect Bears fashion. So starting right off the gate, we have an upset. We're picking the Browns. We're going out on a limb, and we're gonna do something crazy starting off. Next, we got the Rams and the Lions. This is more so just to help my Packers. I need the Lions to win to take the Rams, away from that number 1 seed. But again, not that confident in it. Both teams are really good. But the Rams have been just executing on a whole nother level. Let's see if this defense can get to Matthew Stafford and affect him as they have in the past in matchups. So we'll see how the Lions do here. The Lions haven't looked as dominant as they have in the past. So it's kind of a stretch picking them here. But, I was kind of feeling a little froggy today. So we went with some crazy ones. Next, you got the Commanders and the Giants. I just think the Commanders are throwing in the towel for this year, getting Jaden Daniels healthy, and the Giants, they need to see something. You need to see Jackson Dart do a little bit more offensively as far as distributing the ball and playing just concise, understanding, growing. You need to see growth, right? You see the talent, you see the splashy plays, you need to see consistency, you need to see a full put together game from your quarterback. To feel real confident going into next season with him as your QB1. And I think Jackson Dart can step up to the plate here and deliver that in a very probably very big way against the Commanders. Commanders have not looked good, and I think the Giants can do enough to get the win. So I'm picking the Giants as well over the Commanders. Next, we got the Bills and the Patriots. This is the first real test of the Patriots in a very long time, and I know they beat the Bills a couple weeks ago, but I think that the Bills, they know that this is for everything. This is their time to shine. The Kansas City Chiefs are out of the playoffs for for basically like all intensive purposes. So I think you have a motivated Josh Allen, and I think the Patriots they've had kind of an easy schedule to get to this 11-2. That's not saying they're a bad team. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be close, but I think the Bills are going to pull it out here going into Week 15. Next, we got the Steelers-Dolphins. Dolphins have a better record than I was expecting them to have at this point in the season, but I still don't believe it. Steelers by 1 million. Pretty easy there. Cowboys, Vikings. I think you've seen what you needed to see from JJ. I think that I just don't think that he's the guy. I never really believed in the hype coming out of college. I thought he was above average college quarterback, but I never saw the real true talent, the game changing, the take over the game-ness talent at the quarterback position. And I'm not saying that you can't win with JJ McCarthy. I just think that you need either a game, you need a slightly better quarterback, and especially with the talent you have on your team, with Justin Jefferson out there at wide receiver. You need just somebody who can get it to him consistently, and then get it to the open guys as they needed. And I don't know if JJ is that guy, so I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys to continue marching and fighting the right fight. It's weird to say that about the Dallas Cowboys because I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm actually a Cowboys hater for most of my life. I also just hate the Eagles. It's like the Cowboys are the lesser of the two evils right now, so I'm kind of rooting for the Cowboys to knock the Eagles out of the playoffs, or at least knock them, at least make it competitive at the end and, see what happens. Next, we got my Packers and the Broncos. This is going to be a hard game. I really wanted to put this game lower, but it just ended up here after I was organizing. And, you have to have confidence in your team. I feel like the Packers are one of the best teams in football. The Broncos, again, they have one of the best records, but they haven't played as tough of a schedule as the Packers have. So I'm just going with the Packers here. I'm probably always going with the Packers. Falcons, Buccaneers. Going with the Buccaneers, pretty self-explanatory there. Chargers, Chiefs. I think we're just going to see more of the Chiefs kind of shooting themselves in the foot. And the Chargers, although they haven't looked great, they've done enough to get wins. Kind of along the same line as like the Patriots, kind of. Like the Chargers, they have a good record, but they haven't really played too many tough teams, except for the Chiefs not the Chiefs, but they haven't looked like they put it together completely. They have a winning coach. They have a good mindset. They have a good a way that they approach the game. I just haven't seen enough there from the Chargers to, stamp them bona fide. This is going to be the Chargers' year, but I do think they get this win over the Chiefs. Next, we have the Seahawks and the Colts. If you would have asked me a couple weeks ago going into this game, I probably would have picked the Colts. The Colts are a juggernaut, and I feel like they have won in a lot more unique ways, but I do not believe in Old Man Rivers, and they are going to be struggling at quarterback with Daniel Jones. And it's really kind of a crazy slap in the face to Anthony Richardson. I guess not really a slap in the face. It just goes to show like how much he wasn't ready to start when they started him. Because Anthony Richardson has all of the talent in the world. He just, is not there. He doesn't have the mindset to succeed at this level as of right now. Now that can change. But as of right now, this season, I don't see the Colts pulling off this win. Seahawks continue rolling in what they're doing over there. Next, we got the Ravens and the Bengals. I think the Ravens get it done. Keep putting that pressure on the Steelers to be successful and keep the battle in this NFC for that spot going. Next, we got the Jets and the Jaguars. Jaguars, pretty simple there. Panthers, Saints, going with the Panthers. Eagles, Raiders, going with the Eagles. Texans, Cardinals, going with the Texans. 49ers, Titans, going with the 49ers. I feel like these, if any one of these lose, any one of these 5 teams lose, I would be extremely shocked. There'd be a pretty big upset. So I feel pretty confident in placing them in any order, but this was the one I felt the most confident in. The 49ers have just been able to always do it against any team, and I don't see how the Titans, even if they're playing their best ball, Cam Ward, is amazing. I still think they end up losing to the 49ers. So that is what we got. The Dolphins and Steelers, total points scored. Like I said back then, I see this as kind of like I kind of saw like 24-24 in my head, like a very close game. So I just kind of went with 48. And, you could see that in a couple ways. 3 points here, 3 points there, 21, 27, something like that. You get to the same score. So that's where I kind of like that line. Because I do think that offense can put up points. I just don't think that defense is good. So, yeah, that is my picks for this week. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this. And until the next one, love you guys so much. Peace.